Hey everybody, I am ARMR, and what I watched today is Book 3, Chapter 7 of Avatar The Last Airbender, The Runaway. We start with a bit of a weird moment, Katara betraying Toph, then immediately jump back 3 days to hopefully see why. This is a great move as it drags me right into the story, so I totally want to know how we got there now. The amazing reason this works is because we already know the characters, and this is more or less against type, so the contrast makes us go, wait, what? Okay, I gotta see how we got here. So, good start. It doesn't keep up. We'll get to that. The next scene we get is Katara and Toph training Aang. And they start arguing a little, as they sometimes do, but it's not too bad. And Sokka yells, "Sneak attack!" And that's one of the funny moments of this episode, because he charges at Aang after yelling that, and receives a very painful reminder of why sneak attacks don't work when you yell sneak attack. Katara and Toph are still fighting at this point, and it's gotten to the point that it feels weird because it's been nearly a full season since the last time they had like big interpersonal conflict. They've mostly been on really good terms with each other this entire time, like for most of Book 2, and the entire time so far in Book 3, they've been on great terms. So now having them doing this fundamental personality conflict thing again feels weird. And I get the feeling that they were trying to set us up for this because the flashbacks at the beginning of the episode were from when Toph first joined the band a long time ago. But that's kind of telling that the only flashbacks they were able to give us of Toph and Katara conflicting like this were from back when Toph was first introduced. It just doesn't fit for me, and it feels really weird throughout this entire episode. So anyway, Toph and the boys go into town, and they cheat a scam artist out of some money to get some more money for food. Katara takes a moral stance against it, and while cheating is technically wrong, this is the same girl who a couple episodes ago easily condoned theft, so at this point I was kind of on Toph and the boys' side because they got them way more food and supplies that they needed for their journey. But then it goes way too far, and we see the Aang company making the mistake all amateurs do. They start getting greedy, scambling multiple people over and over again using their bending. And it really lost my sympathy for their argument there, because they were just getting greedy. This wasn't about making enough money to, have the supplies to get through their journey. This was just them being like, oh, let's make more money because more money means we can be more comfortable, etc. This was just them being greedy. And really goes against, what they should be doing. It rubbed me the wrong way in several ways. And then we get Katara pleading with them to stop before something bad happens, and Toph just goes off on her. Sparks another argument, and then, seals herself off. Sokka goes back into town and finds a wanted poster for Toph, kind of proving that they've been going way too far with this. When he tries to convince Toph it's time to stop, she just says, whatever, it's fun, we'll keep doing it, it'll be fine. It's just one wanted poster. And it feels so out of place, because up till now, Toph has been, while they've been in the Fire Nation, on board with the plan of keeping a low profile. And now she finds one fun thing to do, and she's just like, nope, it's time to be high profile, wanted posters, all this stuff is great. And I'm like, this feels like a forced conflict episode just because they wanted to do it. It doesn't feel like it fits in the flow of the narrative or anything like that. It just feels forced in here. And it just bugs me. Yeah. And there is one funny joke in the episode as a little later Katara confronts Toph with the wanted poster like Sokka did. And Toph replies, "What is wrong with you people? I'm blind!" Because people keep waving pieces of paper at her like this, and she can't see what's on the damn paper, she's blind! So okay, that joke made me laugh. Their sense of humor is still on. This episode just feels really weirdly characterized, and like it was put in a little too far down the road from the last one they had like this. These big personality conflicts with Toph and Katara would have worked, happening close to each other near the beginning of Toph's run. But now, spaced out like this, I know, like, in context, it's only been about a month or so, but it still feels really weird after all the episodes we've seen. Anyway, we get another funny moment as Sokka tries to smooth things over with a fake note from Toph. And, Katara's like, Toph can't write, she's blind! And Sokka and Aang sort of look at each other and we're like, oh, yeah. We can be really stupid, huh? I love that moment of self-awareness. And it was really good. So Sokka just tries talking to Toph on a way that Katara is nearby and can hear them. They do have a really touching talk, and there's some great character development here. It just also feels like the entire episode was forced and contrived so that they could have this talk. Like, they couldn't find a more organic way to bring this talk in, and it's basically just Sokka talking about his mother and how Katara, after their mother died, sort of took over and all that stuff, and it's really touching, and I do admit, watch this part of the episode if nothing else. It's really good. But it's still, like I said, it feels like this entire episode was contrived to give them a reason to do this talk because they couldn't figure out another way. And that just bugs me. Now, Toph is really shocked when she gets back to camp because Katara announces she wants to help Toph pull one last scam. The big one, see, before we get out, yeah. Anyway, she turns Toph in for the reward, but this is a trap. The firebenders were prepared for them, putting Toph in a wooden cage, and the exploding assassin from before is apparently the one who, set the trap and paid off these Fire Nation guards to help him with it. So Katara and Toph are captured, and eventually the boys go, well, where are they? They wander into town to try and find them, and they get attacked. And this guy, with his eye and his weird exploding firebending, is, of course, super dangerous. So the boys are just running away from him, trying their best to keep their distance. Partly because if Aang, starts really pulling out his bending, he's going to draw attention to himself and out himself as the Avatar. And that's one thing he can't do. Katara does something pretty brilliant, though, to get out of the cell. She bends her sweat, but effective, to cut their way out of the cell. And then we see her use what I'm assuming is her sweat and hopefully some other water to freeze the guy's head to stop him from using his weird splody firebending. Yes, that's an official term now. Weird splody firebending. There we go. Katara and Toph, they save the boys at the last minute, and while they're running away, the guy explodes a rock that Toph threw at him, but a little piece gets through, hits his third eye that he uses for his weird firebending. And it's clear that that hit has damaged it because the next explosion he sets off happens right around him, which is obviously not what he's trying to do. So yeah, thanks to the girls, they get away, and Toph ends the episode by sending a letter to her parents. All in all, this wasn't a bad episode, not really. It just rubbed me the wrong way that in order to get what they wanted out, they had to go back to this conflict that they had more or less resolved and let not happen for so long. Like I said, it's been since Toph's first appearance almost, since they've had these big, arguments between Katara and Toph, so that's why it feels so weird for me. It just feels like they needed to force it, and that didn't work. I don't know how they could have found a better way to do it, but I wish they had. All in all, for a series this great, the occasional episode that rubs me the wrong way is no big deal. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.